Hello, my beautiful people. How are you doing today? Welcome back to another interesting episode of Minas de Passion, and please don't forget to subscribe. Let's dive in. Gale runs into Victoria's arms. Ah, he isn't alone. Zyra is hot on his heels. She runs up to Gale, tearing him out of Victoria's embrace, upbraiding him and calling her a slut. Victoria is silent at first as a smile plays on her face. Don't be angry at Gale, she urges. Zyra, he is my brother. Zyra stares, shocked. Brother. Yes, Gale says. It is Amelia, she is alive. I am Emilia Sanchez, Victoria affirms. And with that pronouncement, Zyra faints dead away. Fidel starts saying some tonterias about being in love with Roberta. Leo reminds him of the betrayal of Ignacio and leaves sourly. Roberta screams at Fidel for saying all these stuff, but apparently he was being serious. He wants to give love a chance with Roberta. After Zyra regains consciousness, Amelia tells her stuff she could only know if she were Amelia, like Zyra comforting her when she told her she was raped. Zyra cries but is still a little skeptical. She asks her when it's her birthday. Amelia replies, August 18th, the same as my godfather Ignacio. Zyra then asks her where is she, Zyra, from, and Amelia correctly answers Veracruz. Zyra is finally convinced and hugs her. She asks how it's possible, but Amelia says the important thing is that she's alive and back. Sarah is pretending to be a good mother. She ties Romina's laces and escorts her to her ballet class. Danilo pops up from nowhere and tries to talk to her. Sebas is watching behind a tree. At last, Dan asks Sarah how old Romina is. She says that she's 3, a lie, I assume, and leaves. Danilo is trying hard to calculate, like Mao used to. Gigi is trying to convince some woman to help her with her political career. She says she'll pay back betrayal with betrayal, and referred to the law of the jungle, eat or get eaten. The woman seems convinced. Sebas confronts Dan about the talk with Sarah. Dan at first plays dumb. Sebas warns him that he's betraying Amelia. Dan denies it. They go to eat something and Dan explains the whole situation with Sarah, off camera. He also says what they had was very strong and Leo was definitely not in the equation at that time. From the look on his face, I'm guessing Sebas is slowly realizing the dates don't make any sense. Nico sees Tigra after all this time. When Tigra rightfully complains about not having seen his grandchild for this long, Leo says something like, oh well, that's in the past, let's forget it and move on. Sarah tries to emotionally manipulate her mom so she quits her dream of becoming a politician. Gigi thankfully doesn't let that discourage her and says they should be professional. May the best woman win, she adds. Sarah laughs a bit. Amelia and Gale tell Zyra not to say anything, not even to Tigra, because Roberta might hear something about it. They also mention Leo and how he betrayed Amelia, with Sarah saying she'll take revenge on him too. Zyra says something about not letting her heart be full of res. Leo gets back home with Nico, Tigra, Zyra and Gale. Joaquina greets them and Mario pops up. Before she has a chance to talk to Gale, Cayetana enters in the room, holding a delicious-looking cake, which ruins Mario's mood. Joaquina tries to keep the situation under control, but Mario leaves. They agree to play a board game, Monopoly. But Sarah enters and asks what Tiger, Gale and Zyra are doing there, that she and Leo have arranged something for that time. Zyra, Tigra and Gale say they'll leave. Cayetana goes to the kitchen, where Mario is, and asks her bluntly if she likes Gale. If Mario not willing to fight with him, she will. Mario pretty much tells her it's personal. And gets more pissed. Cayetana tells Mario that she likes Gale and Mario tells her that she can keep Gale if she wants because she is not going to stoop that low. Leo and Sarah go somewhere private. He screams at her for ruining the one day when Roberta let Nico see his grandparents. Sarah joins in the screaming and Leo angrily tells her he has agreed to take a divorce, or at least take some time off. Sarah looks like she got smacked in the face and legit starts crying. In the most pathetic way possible. She says that they have a family, nice time to remember it, and that she doesn't want to lose them. Leo tries to calm her down and looks like he's having second thoughts. Orlando was then talking to Flor about some post Adalberto gave him. He still asks Flor why she gets so uncomfortable when his dad is around. He then says his father will pay and looks a bit suspicious of Flor at some point, but I don't think he's figured that out. Flor is a bit awkward during the dialogue. Alita pops up at some time by the bar and they have a nice chat with Orlando. Leo is by himself and thinking back to many scenes, including the whole flower fiasco. Joaquina comes up to him and he tells her he asked Sarah for some time off. She pretty much tells him to divorce her. It'll be worse for the kids if they're together. They'll grow up thinking tolerating someone is the right thing to do or something along the lines of that. Leo at some point says that Sarah is loyal and Joaquina just puts emphasis on the word. Alita talks to Amelia about Danilo being in love with Sarah. Amelia gets very upset. How could Dan love Sarah when there's as many people? So many better people. Zyra serves some delicious looking food on the table. Tigra says she hasn't made this since Gale was 10. She replies that they have a reason to celebrate and Gale looks like he's having a heart attack. She quickly adds that the fact that Roberta let them see Nico that should be celebrated. And she feels as if Amelia is protecting them from wherever she is. Tigra looks a bit confused. Siba comes in and also wants to tell her about Dan and Sarah. Amelia says Alita just told her. He informs her it was something that happened before he met her. Amelia insists that Dan won't betray them. He's like a brother to her, like Sebas, is. She asks Sebas how it's going with Miriam. He honestly replies that it isn't going well because she's jealous of Victoria. But she's right to be, he adds. Emmy doesn't look like she can deal with this right now, but Sebas insists on telling her how he feels and Emmy giving him a chance. Sebastian tells Amelia it has always been her in her heart. Amelia says she can't love any man no matter how much she tries. She says she could choose Siba again and again, but he shouldn't destroy what he has built with Miriam over the years. Be careful, Roberta cautions as Joaquina tries to make her comfortable on the couch. They verbally spar and Roberta looks away peevishly. Sebas and Amelia are back at work discussing Roberta the assassin. Alita interrupts, bearing gifts, rather ridiculous balloons and flowers from Adalberto. A special invitation is proffered. Amelia calls Adalberto, thanking him for the tributes. He calls her the queen. She will see him tonight at the party he is throwing in her honor. Sebas offers to accompany her but he feels she needs to go alone. Alita shakes her head. Thank you for watching today's episode. See you on our next episode and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel.